Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. So today we're going to talk about the concept of front-loading anabolic steroids. But before we even get into that, I have to reiterate to you, I am not a doctor, alright? I'm not advocating nor advising you nor telling you to use any of the things that I talk about whatsoever. This is all for your entertainment purposes only, and what you do with this information is completely and utterly up to you. So let's get into this one because I know a lot of people ask about this and I want to get behind the science of all of it, or at least the thought process. So, front loading is a practice that's utilized by anabolic steroid users, in an attempt to elevate blood plasma levels of the anabolic steroid as quickly as possible, all right, because they want to experience gains in a quick kick-in period time a lot quicker. Now, obviously, this is normally done with a long estered compound as opposed to a short ester because the short ester is already kicking in quite quickly and there's no need or necessity to do this. So we're looking at longer estered compounds, testosterone enanthate, cypionate, decadurabolin, equipoise. These are long esters. So, these anabolic steroids also have very long half-lives. Anything over 7 days is considered to be quite long. And so, that's the need and necessity here, at least in their minds, to have that kick-in time happen a lot quicker. So you're not going to really notice a lot of change physically, performance-wise, before 4 to 6 weeks have passed with a longer estered steroid in general. There's always exceptions, but generally speaking, this is about the time before you're going to notice much of anything going on. While it'll still be working internally, you're not going to see these changes going on. This is due to the very slow release of the hormone within the body due to the very long steroid half-lives, and therefore it results in a very slow buildup to the optimal blood plasma levels that are required for significant gains to occur. So the interesting point that we've got to look at and understand is that shortly after the injection of any compound, whether it's a short estered anabolic steroid or a long estered one, there's a sharp and fast release of the hormone in the body that always occurs within a day or two following the injection. So blood plasma levels are going to rise quite rapidly before they then begin to decline. With long estered anabolic steroids, the buildup of the hormone to the intended optimal peak effective level is achieved slowly over time. And I've mentioned that before in other videos, but let me give you an example. If an individual wishes to run a cycle of, say, testosterone enanthate at generally speaking 500 milligrams per week, I'm just throwing out numbers here. The fact of the matter is that the body will not actually contain 500 milligrams of testosterone enanthate until several weeks into the cycle if the user merely administers only 500 milligrams of testosterone enanthate from the beginning. So the practice of front loading avoids this by having the user administer double or even at times triple the original intended dose within the first week or first few days of the cycle, depending on the anabolic steroid used. Now, the normal progression of blood level buildup is as follows. Using testosterone enanthate as the example, as I said, for the purpose of explanation, its half-life will be regarded as 7 days here, all right, in this example. So day 1, 500 milligrams. Day 7, 250 milligrams are going to be remaining from the previous injection at 500 milligrams, freshly injected, equaling 750 milligrams total. Day 14, 375 milligrams remaining from the previous injection plus 500 milligrams of freshly injected equals 875. Day 28, 437.5 milligrams remaining from the previous injection and 500 milligrams freshly injected, having you at 937.5. Day 35, we're looking at about 468.75 milligrams from the previous injection and 500 milligrams of freshly injected. So now you're at 968.75. Then day 42, we're at 484.40, right around there. So plus 500 milligrams, so we're about 984.40. So as demonstrated, it took until 42 days before blood plasma levels started to come very close to reaching the optimal 500 milligrams per week level in the bloodstream. The amount to be concerned over is the amount that's remaining in the body before the next injection. So now the front-loading method of double dosing the intended weekly dose is going to be compared as to how long it will take for optimal blood plasma levels of 500 milligrams a week to be achieved. Day 1, you're going to do 1 gram or 1,000 milligrams. Day 7, 500 milligrams are going to be remaining from the previous injection, plus 500 milligrams of freshly injected equaling 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram. Day 14, 500 milligrams from the previous injection plus 500 milligrams of freshly injected. Now you're at your 500 milligrams total. So it took until day 7 before blood plasma levels of 500 milligrams in the body are achieved with the front-loading method. By comparison, it would take 42 days for this dose to be achieved in the body by simply administering 500 milligrams per week. So by administering double the intended dose on the first day or in the first week of the cycle, optimal intended blood plasma levels are acquired by the second week. So the result is a faster onset of gains and performance and physique changes compared to the standard dosing method. Typically with front loading, most users will report their long ester compounds, started to kick in approximately 3 or 4 weeks into their cycle compared to 4 to 6. All right, the only possible downside here is a faster onset of side effects for the user, especially those that are more sensitive to them. So individuals that fall into this category might want to avoid this practice altogether. Users who are brand new to a particular compound also should avoid this method. Look, I'm not a huge believer in this because I've seen it misfire on a lot of people. I know some people stand by it, and that's fine. That's why I want to do the video, because I don't really care if I like something or not. I'm always going to give you the facts first, and then I'll tell you, maybe I don't prefer this or I don't really, ever recommend it to people. But I will always tell you if I like something or I don't. You guys know I hate Anavar, but I'm still going to give you the facts and tell you what it does and what works with it. I'm not a fan of D-ball, but hey, I'm going to tell you everything it does, and it's great for a lot of people. Front loading is not something I'm a fan of, but there are clearly benefits there for the people that it works for. So you got to be fair, or you're not really being right. Dylan Gemelli signing off.